It's almost time for the first pick to be in for the 2026 NFL draft. And seemingly this year's draft could be filled with craziness, with tons of trades. You ask anybody, ask any reporter that covers the NFL, they'll tell you teams want to move, teams want to trade. There also might not be very many teams that actually want to trade up. A lot of teams want to move back. Sean, we want to discuss here today with very little time left, under 24 hours practically, which teams need to trade up. Who are the teams that actually need to make that move? My first pitch here, Sean, the team that I think has to and isn't being discussed about enough is the Los Angeles Rams. Rams have scarcity with their draft picks this year. They don't have very many draft picks. They traded away one of them to go get Trent McDuffie. They've got a second rounder, and then they mostly have day 3 picks, late day 3 picks. I think out of any roster in the NFL at the current moment, they have the best roster out of any team in the league. There is one remaining need that they need to address, which is adding one more piece at receiver. Now, do you just take best receiver available that's on the board for you at 13, or do you get aggressive? Do you go and get the guy that you want? Do you go and get Jordan Tyson if you love him? Do you go and get Carnell Tate if you love him? I think that they should trade up to 7, 8, or maybe 9. They've been doing a lot of business with the Chiefs lately, and go and get the receiver that they love the most in this class.
I don't mind it. I think it's selfish. I think it's fat boy greedy. I think it's actually past that and gluttonous for the Rams to do that. What the Rams should do is give that pick 13 back to its original owner due to unforeseen circumstances with the player that was drafted with that pick last year. So, and then we can all just wipe our hands clean. Out of an act of good grace and charity and humility, the Rams should give that pick back to its rightful owner.
He's a Falcons fan, for anyone who doesn't understand why he's
BS, man. This is awful. Rams trade up.
You helped. They're the one. The Falcons are the ones who helped them be in this position.
That 13 pick should go to a team that needs it. That needs a playmaker. That needs somebody. The most well-rounded roster in the league. Give me a break.
Yeah, because they don't do stupid things like trade back in for players with major character red flags.
Well, Terry Fontenot is gone now, so the NFL should say, okay, you got rid of the dummy that made that draft pick. Mm-hmm. We're going to reward you by giving you your pick back.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
That's fine. Well,
but do you agree with the premise, though, that if you're this close and you're in the final 2 years, maybe just 1 year of Stafford's Super Bowl window,
I think you just hit it, is that you don't know when you're going to have a quarterback window like this again with a guy who can win a Super Bowl with you. So why not go all out? Like really see what you could shop and how high up you can get. Because 13, you could get great talent. Like you could still probably get like Ione or someone like that there. That's just a great fundamental piece. But if there's someone that you love and McVay is up on the table, stomping his feet and pounding the table, like this is a guy I need, make the play. And they're a team that I think I respect enough to make the play and make it be a right play.
That was an interesting motion that you used to indicate.
I wasn't trying to pound the table here. Yeah,
pound the table.
Well, you know what?
Pounding it from underneath. All right, what team do you think needs to trade up?
I think it's the Dallas Cowboys, and they need to trade up twice. They need to trade up once from 12 into the top 10 and once from 20 into the top 15. Go nuclear. Go all out. I think Jerry is in a similar situation that the Rams are with Stafford. What's his window looking like? Not to be the Grim Reaper here, but what's his window like? And I think it has to be win a Super Bowl as soon as possible so I can punch you out and leave it to Steven. And you sit at 12, all right, you got a guy. You sit at 20, maybe you get a guy. Just with how the Cowboys have drafted. They want to load up on defense? Go get a top 10 guy on the defensive side of the ball. Don't wait till the teens. Don't mess around. Go get that guy right now. And then you're sitting at 20. Okay, man, we just made that trade. Go back in and get the star that you want. The guy that you can't resist that's in the teens. The guy that would have just fallen. Because, I don't know, I was listening to McShay or Schrager, and they reinforced something that I needed to hear, is that there's going to be some guys falling in this draft that none of us are expecting. So if the Cowboys are in that position and they have a guy that they love that's fallen like 2 or 3 picks, go and make the trade. Go and get after it.
I agree with the first premise, and I think the most important part about this is you can't give up pick 20. If you're going to trade up into the top 10 from 12, you got to do whatever you can to use day 2 capital future day 2 capital, whatever it is. Realistically, it hopefully wouldn't be that expensive, but if you're trying to get all the way to like 6, it might take you quite a bit to get up there. I think that the biggest part is monitoring what the Giants do. I said this when I was recording Best Pod Available with Ryan earlier, is that do the Giants take Sonny Styles out of spite just to get back at the Cowboys?
Like they would.
The Cowboys orchestrated the trade that they did with the Eagles of all teams to go and get Micah Parsons and to keep him from going to the Giants. That was something that was talked about, it being layered with spite. But if you really like Sonny Styles and he's there, run up to that number 6 spot, and the Cleveland Browns, I think, would be more than happy to move back in order to continue to accrue capital to build their roster. I just don't like the premise of moving from pick 20, because I think you actually outlined why they wouldn't need to trade up, because I think that there's going to be some players in the teens, some really good prospects. Maybe it's Jermod McCoy, or maybe it's Mansur DeLeone, maybe it's Dylan Theineman, maybe it is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, whatever it is. Maybe it's just any of these defensive players that slides from the teens to pick 20. You can sit there patiently, read the board, and grab whoever is there. And I actually almost would implore the opposite for pick 20. If anyone's willing to pick up the phone and encourage you to trade back from there, see if you can add a couple more picks. So, because there's not going to be much of a separation from pick 20 to 15 picks into the second round. There's really not much separation in this year's class. From pick 20 and on all the way into the second round, most of those guys are going to have day 2 grades of some type. Could you dupe the Steelers into moving up a spot? Could you dupe the Cardinals to coming up to pick 20 to take Ty Simpson? I think that if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you want to be really aggressive, move up and then use where you sit at pick 20 and start and cause a stir to see who wants to come up.
Cause a ruckus?
Cause some ruckus to see who wants to come up and get Ty Simpson. How serious about it? You really want Ty Simpson?
Oh,
you really want to come get him?
Oh, yeah.
Come get him. But Jerry ain't going to do any of that. Jerry ain't going to do anything.
I'm basing a lot of this on, I guess, a line that I've drawn from 11 to 15 to 16 to 20 on the ESPN Best Available, which I think is pretty fine to me. Like, I don't have complaints about it. But it goes Kenyon Sadiq, Tyson, Carnell Tate, Freeling, Ione, that's 11 to 15. And then 16, Jermod McCoy, torn ACL last year. Caden Proctor, big, fat, and slow. Akeem Mesidor, old. Spencer Fano, tackle. Dylan Theineman, safety. Like they have a tackle. Like, I look at that and I say, man, a guy that would really help the Cowboys, if it were to just shake out 1 to 15 straight, is in the top 15. And as soon as it hits 16 and below, I'm like, that's a piece where the Cowboys are in a position where they blow it, where they draft Akeem Mesidor and he's old and he doesn't produce exactly what the Cowboys need.
Mesidor would be the prototypical Cowboys pick. We'll see what they end up doing on draft night. Hit that like button and subscribe. Comment below what you think is going to go down in terms of trades in this year's draft. We'll catch you on Thursday.